All right, well, hello everybody. Welcome to Race Verse coverage of the iRacing IndyCar Series. This is Matt Houston in the booth, in for Gary Gotso this week, joined by Nick Sudik. How's it going, Nick?
Pretty good, pretty stoked, pretty excited for Road America here.
Yeah, we've got a pretty stout field. I was just looking at numbers, for instance. That's how we judge our strength of field here. But Jesper there, number 24. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, we have an absolutely stacked field here. This is one of the best fields I think we've had all season, including Indy in terms of strength of field. The competition is going to be tight. We got a high floor. Like, nobody is really low in iRating. I think everybody is right around 4K, maybe just slightly under, to about 6K, 5.9K with Adam Crane. So we have a lot of parity here, and we're even seeing it right now through everybody finishing up their qualification runs. Not a lot of spread between the fields so far, too. This is going to be incredible. Like, this track is amazing with this car. The tire, as the narrative has been going on, the tire choice will be very pivotal here. Do you go aggressive? Can you make the Reds last the fuel run? We're gonna have a lot of fun with this race throughout the rest of the afternoon or evening across the pond there.
Yeah, we talked about it on the pre-race here, but we've got 42 laps here, long race. Logical pit strategy would be 14 laps, so 14 divided by, or 42 divided by 3 would be 14, 14, 14. But can those red tires last that long? We've got some aces in the field that know how to do that, but really, really long straightaways. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Does somebody duck in, like early on and just opt for that? Opt for a 3-stop strategy rather than the 2-stop strategy. It is a very long pit lane here, though. In real life, they have like a double, what do you call it? Double like pit limiter kind of thing, where they have 2 different speeds. Here we don't have that. We just have that set pit limit. I see Hugo Olsen going to the top of the board, knocking Adam Crane down to second.
Oh, wow. Hugo's got that's a really good lap. Wow, 42.8. Track is very hot right now too. We're gonna be talking along with the tires in tandem with that. Definitely gonna be looking at the temperature, the track temp as the day goes on here. The session's starting, I think, around 2:30 p.m. here. 2:15 right now it is in sim. So it'll be very interesting to see how much the track cools in those later stints. Another possibility too with strategy, looking at fuel is fine. Like, nobody should have a problem making fuel, but if somebody can stretch out an extra lap or two on their fuel runs, especially on those primary black sidewall tires, they might be in prime position to be even more aggressive with those reds come later in the run. One less lap on those could, honestly, the fall off is very swift and quick. You could save a second or two immediately right there, if you do save a little bit of fuel and extend that run, assuming you choose to do only one run on primaries. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting call. For both of us. I've been looking forward to this race for at least a good month and a half, even before Indy. So,
well, my most look forward to one, and it was talked about last week, is that Chicago race. But certainly this one's going to be a good one. But let's, I don't know if we have a short pace lap. We probably have a short pace lap. So let's get to our grid if we can. Hopefully our results come up here. I've got, I don't know if you're going to help out with this, Nick, but I've got Hugo Olsen on pole, Matsuda second, Will Lyon in P3, Adam Crane P4, Andreas Eich P5, Bruno Miranda P6. Good to see him here.
You got Peter Kabrovsky in 7th place, looking to bounce back. David Porcelli making an appearance again. Good to see David back in the car. It's been a couple weeks. Glad to see he's doing awesome. I know he's been very busy. Over there in the 8th spot, Jesper Orman, great qualification, coming with the number 24 car into the 9th spot. Philip Kraft, 10th, again looking to make up some ground in those points as we get closer and closer to the middle of the season, or through the middle of the season here. Dan Piazza in 11th. Gary called him Principal Dan.
Yep.
Our good friend over there near the Monza area. Rashad Craig in 12th. Definitely look for him to roll through the field. And go ahead, Matt, with 13th on back.
It looks like we are going to have a long pace lap here, if I'm looking at that correctly. So we didn't have to rush this as much as I thought we were going to have to. We have Matthias Kraus there in P13. Julian Kleinbusink, I haven't seen that name here, there in P14. Kevin Burrell, P15. Niles Brockhag in P16. Richard Crozier, P17. Tommy Vandergucht in P18. Some new names in the field here today.
Yes, very exciting to see some new names popping in, but a familiar name, Chris Bauman, in 19th spot. Definitely, again, another driver looking to have a great run here. He's definitely been able to go through the field before. Zach Hubler making an appearance again, 20th place. Roy Castine, 21st. Chris Wilhite making top split appearance for the first time on I think a road course in a while, which is good to see him representing IAR in 22nd. Cesar Manzato in the 23rd spot. Richard Jepp in 24th. You got I.M. Keeman in 25th. Alvaro Del Olmo, in 26th. And last in the field, but not least, Dylan Freckleton, 27th spot. Again, Dylan, I think, had a spin couple, I think either last race or a couple races ago. He'll definitely be another one driver. Got a lot of good storylines to be bouncing through this field. So a couple names to keep your eye on further back in the field there. As this long pace lap goes on here. Just as a fellow driver yourself, Matt, you have a long pace lap. If you're further back in the field or not quite where you qualified, what are you thinking? How do you brain there?
You know what I would do? My strategy with this long pace lap and saving fuel, I'd have started from the pits, but that's what I would have done. But not with these drivers. I don't think anybody's doing that here. Yeah, you want to save some fuel. You want to be, I think, is everybody starting on the black tires just about?
The majority are on primaries. However, Olsen
is on reds, you're right.
Reds.
Yep.
Andreas Ike is in 5th on reds as well. So he's one of those drivers, him, Crane, Olsen as well, obviously, too, especially having clean air potentially at the start. Those are the drivers in the top 10 that really can manage tires extremely well. Everybody in that top 10 has a lot of skill and is very smooth, but they have been exceptional in their appearances in IIS and even other series that I have seen them in with tire management. So if they can make it last in this heat, coincidentally enough, as the track goes down a degree Celsius. But if they can make it last in this heat and have smooth laps, stay in that competitive time bracket, and they're going to be setting themselves up for success. Now, the one thing about Ike being there is it's tracked. It's going to easily burn those tires very quickly, just sliding around, not running off the lines. But if Ike can clear Crane, Lion, and Matsuda within the first lap or two, he's going to be in prime position.
So, talking about cars starting from the pits, we do have one taker. Dylan Freckleton is starting from the pits. We're talking about fast guys at the back. Cesar Mazzato, he's number 5 strength of field. But I also wanted to mention, just before this race started, you mentioned Chris Wilhite on the grid making it in here. He is number 27, so he just made the top split cut. So good to have him here.
Yeah, I've talked with Chris a little bit, and he's definitely been working on his road racecraft a lot. It's definitely paying dividends. So we are about to go green here.
And we'll bring us down. Olsen will very fast. Heck of a lap by Matsuda there on the outside, running Sato livery. And we are green.
It looks like Matsuda had a little bit of a rough start there. Giving up the inside. Oh no!
Oh boy!
Oh, huge
Big
wreck!
Oh boy, this is just nuts. We've got Chris Baumann coming through. He started 19th. He's in 8th at the moment. Wow. Well, we are going to get a replay of that when we can. Let's see. Hugo Olsen at the front of the field. Will Lyon P2. We're not going to get a caution or anything like that.
No, that would definitely have been that would have been a safety car immediately.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Piazza through in 5th. He's probably got a smile on his face, having started 11th. Let's back up and see if we can get a replay of what happened there. It was Matsuda. We've got literally 18th to 27th are in the pits. A very active pit lane at the moment here.
There's about 8 to 10 cars that absolutely have damage from that. That was just... That's one of the worst spots that there could have been an incident.
We'll go on slow-mo. We had Matsuda on the outside. Oh, it might have been a net code with one of the VRS cars. That was with
Crane.
That was with Crane. Okay, our championship leader then. Wow.
Yeah, that was Crane. Now, Lyon has the opportunity here to capitalize. I mean, depending on how quickly and if it's even repairable, if Crane can't make up, I'd say at least to the mid-pack, Lyon might be taking the points lead here, or at least the virtual points lead considering drop weeks.
We're doing one more replay of this, and then we'll get back to live pictures. This is just huge, so...
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it with you right now, and it's a tricky spot.
Yep.
So if I don't want to pin blame. I definitely don't want to pin blame at all. And Matsuda has been a pretty stout driver lately. But I think that's just one of those incidents coming off.
Yeah, it's really tough.
Yeah, it's net code, but they were going to make contact anyways. Matsuda lost the position. Yeah, you're going to defend that early on, but it's a long race.
It is a long race. We've got 42 laps here, and so we started with 27 cars. We've got 16 cars on the lead lap at the moment. Even cars up to 15th, like Manzato, have pit. Julian Kleinbusink, if I'm saying that correctly. Sorry, Julian. In 16th. They're heading to the pit lane. So let's try to find where we get some battles on the track here. Porcelli, right behind Ike. Ike making it through. Yesra Orman not making it through that first lap incident.
I think with that whole incident, everybody on track right now, especially on the lead lap right now, is going to be like thinking in their heads. Okay, have cooler heads as Porcelli is looking to make a pass on Ike.
Into turn 5, not gonna happen.
Backs out of it, had a little bit of a lock up there. but has a good run under the Corvette bridge.
Oh, we've got Piazza yet. No, sorry.
Oh, Porcelli
He's
made
back.
work.
There we go.
Not exactly the most common passing opportunity. It's very risky to do that under the Corvette bridge because of the sudden change in elevation there.
Yeah, the rear end can kind of come around just with that elevation change.
But no, Porcelli had great control. Now we'll be able to use the slipstream to come back and make a run into Canada corner here.
Nobody on their push to pass, as far as I can tell.
No, I think I would assume everybody's going to be saving it for that last stint.
I think so too.
That run into Canada corner, that long back straightaway, and even the front straight here across the start-finish line, there's so much time gained. Without a toe, you can gain about 2-3 tenths just on the pass if you have the right gearing.
And going back to kind of one of our early discussion points, you do want to save some fuel possibly on these early stints. You don't want to burn through push to passes and thus burn a little bit more fuel in that case.
Yeah, if you're going slower, you're going to save your tires a bit too. Olsen's already out to almost a 6-second lead. So, yes, he's on the softer tires. And Lyon and Porcelli, who are chasing, are currently on primaries, but they're going to come back. You're going to play the long game, though. You don't want to overheat your tires. You don't want to take any life out of them, especially if you are on that more optimum for the full stint.
I was also glancing back at a battle between Matthias Kraus and Chris Baumann, strong car from last week, but we'll keep an eye on that battle. They're catching up to Will Lyon up there.
Yeah, if Baumann and Kraus work together, that whole group from Piazza down to Baumann, they can catch. Like they will have the pace. It's just a matter of will Lyon and Porcelli and Ike, will they play nice as well? But it looks like they're working pretty well together so far.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Porcelli decides to do up here. Whether he's just going to opt to kind of, save some fuel behind and, stay in that draft of Lyon. They both have black tires. Andreas Ike is on the red tire back there in fourth. We'll also have to see how Hugo Olsen, he's in the lead. He's on the red tires. How long will those tires last? He's making them run really fast right now.
A little bit of comments in the chat. We got a couple of drivers at Kraft, Jesper, Peter in there as well too that said they're pretty much done. So yeah, that's an unfortunate incident for y'all. Yeah, a lot of those tires or a lot of those cars look pretty scrapped as well too. But yeah, it's all right. Y'all are doing great. Thank you for turning out. Obviously, we're still we're rooting for you. I hate to see that happen to everyone.
I've got the overlay going, and it's telling me how long these pit stops are being right now, and it reminded me of a particular note as Porcelli right on that gearbox of Lyon there. I don't know if is he gonna pop out? And I'll get back to that thought in a moment.
Yeah, that satellite car, that satellite racing car is looking really hungry right now. Like he wants it, and he's getting. I don't want to say he's getting held up by Will, but he is definitely showing pace behind. I want to say frustrated. David's usually really cool behind the wheel, but it's just a matter of, is David just trying to pressure Will into a mistake? We'll have to see coming into turn 5 this time again, see if he goes to make a move. Or not.
I would think Andreas back there in fourth, as long as he can hold up that draft with them, is kind of he's in a good spot. You know, he's just getting a little bit of draft. He's on his red tires. You know, he's going to be stronger later in this race, having already used those red tires, as long as he can make them last 12 laps, 12, 13 laps.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any graining on Ike's tires. I'm not seeing any like cosmetic damage on those tires, which is a great feature, by the way, added.
Yeah, they've added that. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll keep an eye on those tires. Maybe bring up the suspension cam and maybe get around like lap 9, 10, 11 of this stint. As a huge cloud goes over, that'll drop the temp of the track as well. So
yeah, the other note I was about to mention was these guys in the pits with the repairs. Those repair times since the patch on Tuesday are longer than they used to be. So one of those little patch notes.
David's got pace right now.
He does.
But yeah, he's just sitting behind wheel, saving fuel. Like he's lifting and coasting a little bit, like over there in the Canada corner. He kind of lifted off. But he's got a good run here.
Does he take it? No, he just opts to stay behind. Ooh, we've got... Okay, we do have Olsen in the pits. We have our leader is in the pits. So he made it 7 laps on those red tires, so that's...
Wow.
That tells you kind of the complexion of this race, that we're going probably 3-stopper here.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise.
However, these cars that they start on blacks, if the temperatures get cooler, we talked about it earlier, if they get earlier for that final stint, maybe they can make those tires last.
That's it. That's what I was kind of pondering. So, like, if I was in this race as a strategist, that would have been my call. Just very hot summer temps. The sun's going to start setting that last 45 minutes out, or I wouldn't say setting, but getting lower in the sky. That last little portion of the race. Last week at Belle Isle, in the last stint of the race, I think the track dropped like 7 or 8 degrees Celsius.
That's big,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, it's massive now. The only issue is you're compromising. Oh. Okay.
Alex is saying in chat, yeah.
Just watching the broadcast, not following the chat. One of Hugo's teammates, Alex Van Estant, also a big standout here in the IndyCar community. So underfueled. Hugo's underfueled, and then he got a speeding penalty as well too. So that's
yeah, you're right.
Gonna cost him big.
Well,
he
this
has the pace, though. He can come back from this. Still, definitely still on for a podium potentially, but it's gonna put a huge damage into his aspirations to win this so far. So as long as Porcelli and Lyon play nice together with each other.
Yeah, that's what I think. Lyon is. He's in a really good spot for points here today, with how this is going so far. He probably doesn't want Porcelli, on that gearbox as much as he is, though.
Looking a little bit further down, Matt, we got Bauman making some progress through the field again, coming up onto the gearbox of Matthias Kraus here, going into the carousel here in a second, underneath that beautiful Johnsonville Speedway there.
Get your Wisconsin Johnsonville bratwurst right over there. Richard,
get your Sargento cheese as well.
Yeah, there you go. Richard Crozier right behind this group as well, so he's coming up into this battle as well. Dan Piazza got around. Oh no, Tommy was kind of catching up to Dan, but he's dropped back about 2.5 seconds now.
Yeah, got 2 good battles going on here. The Bauman and Kraus battle, it's really interesting. Kraus is definitely running more downforce. Like, the straight line speed that Bauman has, like, with or without tow is... Bauman had, going into Canada corner, Bauman was off the throttle for about 200 meters extra, like 300 meters extra. It was just coasting. As he goes, he sails right by into 6th place, so that is plus 13 now.
For Bauman.
Chris. Yeah, he's in the hunt.
We'll get a replay of that because I was actually checking out Porcelli and Lyon on the broadcast. So here we go with that pass of Bauman on Kraus into turn 1.
This happened last week too. It's one of those picture-in-picture moments we need, like the Formula One style, like along.
Oh, we have Porcelli getting around Lyon into. Can't remember, whatever corner is before the carousel, probably like 8.
Yep, that'd be turn 8 right there.
And Porcelli going to be in the lead. It was really close. There was nearly contact there. But yeah, side by side, that would be great.
Yeah, Porcelli's going to defend aggressively here. Comes back across the track, and Will's just gonna let it go for now. That satellite racing car is looking strong for David.
Yeah, the way he was able to hold on to Will's gearbox, like even in the corners, like in turn 1, like with that, arrow understeer through turn 1, he was like really, really good.
Little clutch and coast there by Will as well too. So I think Will's probably gonna throw in the white flag here to surrender that position for now and play the strategy game.
Yeah, I mean they might. David can probably do 15 laps now with how he's been running, and maybe Will wants to do something like that too. We've got, I think that's Freckleton on the inside.
It's giving way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Freckleton is up 14 positions.
Yeah, he started from the pits, so
worked out great for him.
Yeah.
and he has the extra fuel, like 2 liters of fuel as well too. So.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, Lyon's kind of dropping back from Porcelli. Porcelli's got a strong car. He's a second ahead. Ike's dropped back quite a bit, but we'll see if he can make these tires last. He's got Dan Piazza there, only about a second behind him, so we got a developing battle between Piazza and Ike there.
Yeah, for those of you who are newer to IndyCar, just checking this out, we have some newer viewers as well. We got a lot of people popping in and out, saying hello. But not only can you like clutch and coast, lift the throttle, the draft, but these cars also have adjustable fuel maps. So you have 5 different linear fuel maps, and then a couple that change the aggression of the throttle mapping as well too. You have 5 regular types of fuel burn. Map 5 is lean. Map 1 is full rich.
Not to cut you off, but Ike had a mistake, and Piazza is going to make that move into turn 5.
I think Ike's tires might be starting to go as well.
Yeah, I would say they're nuked at this point.
Yeah, let's take a peek here.
He's just got to make a couple more laps though, and then he's pretty gold for making it easy black tires here on out.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at those rear tires though, especially that. Oh, that left rear though. Ooh, that left rear. So I can see it's very faint with the lighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really hard for me to tell. Yeah.
I can see a ton of strips just starting to form. not quite like hoarding or anything like that, but it's definitely starting to give way a bit more.
Yeah, I've got the camera. I'm looking at it on the broadcast here, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on that next couple laps too.
But getting back to the fuel map, part of the pace that Ryan might be dropping off with is he might be running in fuel map 3 or 4, maybe 5 on the straightaways. Just trying to save fuel. In addition to, just it's almost like balancing. Am I in the tow? As he gets like about a 1.3 second gap, he's starting to get close to being out of that tow range, that draft range there. But if he loses that, then I think that's the telltale sign that, yeah, Porcelli's just got he's got the best car on the track right now.
Yeah, and he being where he was, placement on the track for the longest time before he passed Lion there, he saved a bunch of fuel himself. So, and that was easy fuel for him to save because he was just right on a Lion's gearbox. These drivers in their car just have this easy, this is how many liters per lap I used last lap. Very helpful for the drivers to have that.
Yeah, some people prefer. Matt and I were actually talking about this as well too in the pre-race preparation. Some people use miles per gallon, especially over here in the States. But honestly, if you don't have a spotter or a reliable crew chief or anything like that, or some sort of strategist in your ear, it's way easier to figure out your fuel mileage using liters per lap. Because if you use metric, your in-car dashboard will actually show you how many literal amounts of fuel in liters per lap you're using, and you can kind of hit that fuel number more accurately. Whereas you have to do the conversion of the track
miles per gallon, yeah.
Do miles per gallon, which it's good if you already have a preset target, but if you have to switch strategy on the fly, metric all the way, baby. Yeah,
so we had, you mentioned Alex Van de Sant in the chat. I used to know that guy. We used to be teammates. So I swear this is probably like late 2020. We both kind of changed over to liters and metric about the same time. So, just because of that whole value of liters per lap rather than miles per gallon and having to calculate it. So I've been using that since then. And, it's certainly helpful for strategy.
Looking down through the field again, we are. I think we're going to be on Chris Bauman watch again here shortly. He is closing in on Tommy. He's closing in on pinnacle.
He's running that kind of classic kart livery, players Forsyth livery.
Like young Dario Franchitti vibes.
Ooh.
Oh, we thought about it.
Yeah, that's not the best place to do it, but Tommy there is struggling through the carousel on his red tires.
Yeah, those tires are they are absolutely past their prime.
Yes, they are. Not a bad less. I mean, they're 47 seconds. Bauman was a half a second faster, 46.5. I do think we're coming up on pit stops, though. In fact, we are. Porcelli into the pits.
Perfect timing there.
Yeah. Will Lyon going to stay out, though? So this is interesting, though. Back to, like you said it early on, that if somebody can go 15 laps on this fuel, they can do 1 or 2 laps less on the red tires. So we'll be watching this developing story.
I mean, you're seeing the drop off with Ike. You're seeing the drop off with Fender. You're seeing the drop off, the lack thereof of Piazza, especially like I said, Bauman coming up through the field, still putting up low 46s and really not breaking a sweat doing it at all. As Porcelli has a good stop on his way out. Hopefully have a good outlap, and he is on those primaries. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but yeah, if Lyon can make this one more lap.
I think yeah, go ahead.
Oh, guys, it's chances are probably not because of the way they were pushing early on, but yeah, that's prime position because that last lap, 2 laps in that stint on those red tires. Woof.
Bauman right on Tommy there, going through the kink right now. I think he's gonna probably pop out because Tommy's tires are toast.
Tommy's using a little bit of a push to pass to defend. Not this time though.
There's a little bit of a train developing here. By the way, Ike has made, he's on the same strategy as Lion up there, and Dan, he's made these red tires work.
Yeah,
Ike into the pits.
Yep, Ike's definitely a master. We got
everybody in the pits.
Yep.
Everybody in the pits. Not the best camera angle for this, but come on.
Always, again, going over that hill so unnerving, but they're all together. Let's see who can get the best pit out here. Everybody looks like they made speed, so there should be no penalties.
There goes a Lion. Porcelli going to be in the lead, though, retaking the lead by about 2 seconds. But I have to think that the strategy has kind of swung maybe into Lion's favor, but we'll see how this develops.
The Lion, to note as well, too, Lion is on the...
Oh, he is on reds.
Alternates. So I think that might have been a split, like a last-second call from him and his crew. Lion going on to those alternates is going to have to play into the whole thought of, well, Porcelli just gained, even before the outlap and the warming of the tires, he gained another 1.25 seconds, 1.5 seconds on me. Is that over, or is the undercut is strong? And that might be a point where he's going to take that shorter stint now. Lion, also very versatile driver, has that capability to make it on last. So this is a very interesting call. I would have thought Lion really would have just kept the primaries on for this stint and then done a shorter stint at the end, just full push. But no, Lion's got the confidence. So let's see if he can make it work here. Yeah,
looking at this, I'm also looking at push to pass uses. Lion hasn't used any, according to my data, which can be inaccurate at times, but that's what I'm showing anyway.
No, that might explain where the overcut, where part of that huge overcut. Porcelli now has 5, had 8 going into that stint. He probably burnt them on all the straightaways, trying to gain. Like I said, every straightaway you're going to gain 2 to 3 tenths of a second in clean air, using that push to pass. So Porcelli knows it's almost a time trial at this point right now.
But what's interesting here is Porcelli, what did he do, 13 laps on the black tires to start. He's going to have to do a long red tire stint at the end of this now. So he might be leading now. Whoa, he got a little bit of rear lockup. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was a little squirrely.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that. Like, that complex of corners, right after the straightaway, onto the corner for a bridge, and then that right-hander too that you really want to take flat out, but sometimes you got to lift a little bit. I think it's the hardest car in the place. Just how it undulates. That left-hander is so tight. Turn 5 is so tight. I don't think it's off camber, but the way that you're coming down the hill... You're coming downhill, yeah. And the weight transfer, it makes it feel like it's off camber because you're turning in while you're still going downhill. It's very easy to slide and lock up if you don't have the weight transfer properly. Yeah, it's, on top of that, it's this track, they're running lower downforce than, say, they were running over there at Detroit, so... The braking point zones are just as they're like even harder braking zones here, but they're running lower downforce. So there's always that opportunity that you might just get a little bit of that rear brake lockup into those corners, and then if you lose control, you're going for a ride.
I'm checking back to the battle between Bauman, Tommy there, Bauman, Kraus, with Crozier. They're all kind of pretty close here.
Yeah, they are. Again, they're gaining on points. Like that's the weird thing is like
Crozier just passed Kraus back there into turn 1.
Nice move. Oh, whew. Ike ahead of this group, by the way. I know you don't have the camera quite on it, but he knows his stuff to get a little under pressure here. Potentially, if I know a couple of these curves, if you go off at the right point, your car's going to bounce and you're going to get a tiny bit of fluid. So I'm wondering, because he has been taking these curves very aggressively, I'm wondering if he has the slightest, like 1% downforce loss of floor damage.
It matters though, and there is no repair on floor damage here. So
this is not Le Mans. We don't have the time to be stitching up floors or anything like that for a few minutes. So.
Nope. Just put some duct tape on it and let it go.
But it'll be very interesting to see if that group can catch Ike right now. Again, as long as they play nice, it'll be a very interesting last stint to see here.
Hubler has caught up to this battle between Kraus and Crozier as well, and he is on red tires. Although the broadcast on my screen it's showing that he's on black tires. That's a bug, I think. My overlay, my data is telling me he's on red tires.
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, somebody's smoking it up in the pits. Grilling some Johnsonville bratwurst over there in the pits, it looks like.
I was gonna say it's the party paddock behind the pits, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Which, if you are going to Road America this week, be safe, have fun. Might be a wet race as well too, which hopefully in iRacing we'll get the wet rain stuff going on. Hopefully by the end of the year. Just add a new dynamic into this game, but simulator, what have you. I don't want to get yelled at by some of the Twitter folk here.
Yeah, I mean. I'm an old-time member of iRacing. I'm a member since like the beta in 2008, and people have been asking for rain since then. So I just tell people, don't hold your breath. But what was it, Greg or something said it's happening. They've got screenshots now. So
having done a bunch of other like simulators, and I've done my share of other types of racing as well too. Gran Turismo, or your Assetto Corsa Competizione, your generic PC. You have to do rain right. You have to do mixed conditions right.
Correct, yes.
ACC does it very well. It's probably the best rain and mixed conditions I've ever done within a game. Forza does not. Gran Turismo does not. So I think if the iRacing team, they want to do it right.
Yeah, when they do something, they do it the right way. They've
had enough.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
Go ahead.
They've had enough bugs with the new damage models being rolled out on certain cars, even in the Indy cars happened.
Yep.
So they've I don't think they've learned their lesson. Give the people what they want. Yes, give us the AMG GT3 car, but make sure they do it right. Just the same as with the Formula One car, and obviously they're going to be doing that with the rain as well too. But yep, we look forward to that, especially as an open wheel community as a whole. But iRacing, IndyCar community especially is definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully coming out in the very near future.
Yeah. So my theory on that, while we're just watching this race going on, just FYI. Actually, Hubler got past Kraus, but now Kraus got past him. So, but going back to the rain situation, how I figure they're going to release it is they're going to release it per car kind of thing, or per class. Hubler coming under pressure from Olsen coming back through the field here. But I figure the F1 car and GT3 cars will get rain first, and the Indy car will get rain later, is how I'm guessing it will happen. Like, they just won't release a rain tire for the Indy car for like a season while they test it out or, you know, get it working on other cars.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Olsen back into the pits.
Yep, that's the end of Olsen's fuel stint there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's showing the pace, but like I said, unfortunately for our pole sitter, mistake early on.
He's
still getting ground. Still getting ground. But...
Yeah, he's guaranteed for the 3-stop strategy, whereas everybody else out here, unless he took some damage early, is taking the 2-stop strategy for the most part.
Everybody's kind of standing pat at the moment. Lion has a little bit of an off, actually, coming out of turn 8 there. Very easy to get some lock up and understeer over there. Put 2 tires onto the grass there for a brief moment. Just we're talking about mixed conditions. Lion just doing his best rally impression. Maybe he might do some RX Light maybe later after this session. Who knows?
Now that he's got a little bit of experience with off-roading.
Yes. But yeah, if we definitely maybe go through. We can definitely maybe go through the field at this point, see where everybody is. Just highlight everybody that's currently on the lead lap.
Yep, we are. Porcelli crossed the start-finish line. That is lap 21 of 42, so we're halfway through this one. So Porcelli has a 3-second lead over Lyon after that mistake you mentioned. Then we're back to Dan Piazza, as Gary says, Principal Dan, in third.
Dan's looking very consistent. His lap times have been pretty much all in the 46 bracket. He was gutted after last week.
Yes, he was.
And,
it was Adam Crane, yeah.
Yeah, him and Crane coming together there. Unfortunately, no fault on anybody. They were all, I thought there was going to be some beef there, but no, they all sorted it out. It was very, very chill between them. But yeah, Dan's looking really strong in the comeback drive.
Yeah, I think the way Adam handled that was very professional, and good on him for owning up to some contact there at the end of the race. Looking back into fourth, we've got, if it would change, we've got Andreas Eich there in fourth. He's about 4 seconds back from Dan. Tommy is in fifth, about 2 seconds back. Chris Bauman about a second back from him. Then we've got Crozier, another couple seconds back. Closest battle is that one with Chris Bauman and Tommy there in fifth for that fifth position.
Yeah, Bauman is conserving a little bit. Still hasn't used any push to pass. He's got that top 5 definitely in his sights. He's had the pace above Vanderbilt there, but I don't think he showed his hand just yet. So we'll have to see that develop in the last stint.
Yeah, I think it's all kind of. Oh, we've got who was that just ducked into the pits? Was that Hubler?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Hubler. So that's a little early. So he's gonna go 3-stopper, I guess. Okay.
At PNC Bank.
Chris Wilhite up to 10th position right now. 9th at the line.
Yeah, Chris having a fantastic run right now. Just again, keeping the nose clean, keeping consistent. In fact, I think that's the cleanest car on track right now. I don't think I've seen him just scrolling through the field. I don't think I've seen him doing off track. I don't think I've seen him.
He hasn't even used the push to pass, so.
Yeah, he's just keeping it clean, keeping it smooth.
Well, after he survived that first lap thing, he's number 27 in the field, right? And you saw those, the pinballs that were going in the first corner, and as number 27, you're thinking, I'm going to gain some iRating in this one.
Speaking of gaining, right behind Chris, the number 21 car of Alvaro Del Olmo, he is, I believe, our biggest mover right now, plus 16. So
yes, he is.
Hardest charger of the race. So, yeah, big props to Alvaro there for. I don't recall him being on a broadcast so far. So his IIS premiere for this season here in the top split is going pretty darn well, if I do say so myself.
Well, we hope to see him again here, but yeah, we talked about it early on, and you brought it up that you thought week 13 we're probably gonna get, it's week 13 Road America, not much else going on if you don't want to do crazy driving, but we thought we might get some new drivers coming over or trying out this IndyCar. So it looks like we have. Hopefully, all of them know the whole tire compound rule. I saw that question, did you see that one in the forums about why was I DQ'd in this race? It's because you didn't change your compound, so make sure to change your compounds.
Yes, different series have slightly different rules, I believe, as well too. You might get a huge time penalty, you might get a DQ, so always check to make sure that any series or even hosted race you're running, or league race, consult that rule book. Consult that info.
And also listen to your spotter that keeps telling you we need to comply with this tire compound rule.
That is again, I think especially for this season in IIS, it's the first full season with the though the first race we didn't have the compliance rule for the tires.
Yeah, they didn't have it turned on, right?
Yeah, but overall, I mean, the way the race ran anyways, everybody had to change, so it's Sebring. But it's been very nice, and it's added a whole new dynamic to not only commentating and visually for the audience, for you all wonderful people watching, but also just as a racer as well to kind of throw a curveball in or go on an alternate strategy. It can pay dividends even more, or you can be on a knife's edge.
Yeah, I think it's something that we had in leagues because the league admins would check the tire compounds, but it wasn't something we had in official. And now that we have it, it's one of the best things in iRacing. I just the IndyCar is my car, IR18, and having all the strategies just like real life. I'm glad our tires are a little bit better than the ones they had, although willpower made it work. But at Detroit, like those tires really went off really quick. In real life Detroit, I'm talking about.
Yes.
So I'm glad our tires are a little bit better than those.
They are still better than the NASCAR Next Gen tires, but that's all I'll say about
or was it Pirelli? Like in 2013, was it Pirelli? Who had the tires that completely fell apart after like 5 laps in Formula One?
That was Pirelli. That was one of their first years as the supplier.
Personally, I loved it.
Also, that's the thing though. Whether you're in sim or you're in real life, like tire construction, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough business. I mean, everybody's had their faults with your Hoosier. The famous Michelin Indianapolis Formula 1 Grand Prix debacle, and then that whole season, Bridgestone/Firestone had very suboptimal tires comparatively to. But it is nice to see racing series go away from having multiple suppliers. The only place where it really works is endurance racing, because you have a much more open rule set for the most part. Sans like GT3, GT4 racing.
So you're not the fan of the tire war?
I'm not. No, it's dangerous.
Tire wars kill drivers, right? Is kind of one of the sayings. So yeah, not a fan. Yeah.
Formula One lost a lot of viewership because of
Michelin Bridgestone.
late 90s, early 2000s tire war.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and Schumacher dominating it
Mm-hmm.
probably, but you know, that's the sport, and that's just somebody who's a good driver with a darn good car.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because that's when I first started watching Formula One, and that Ferrari domination was worse for me than Mercedes domination recently. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense on statistics-wise, because Mercedes dominated like for however many years, but that Ferrari domination felt worse for me. I guess I was younger, so.
Yeah, if you you have any opinions on that, give us a good tweet. Give us a good shout out here, either in the YouTube chat or out there on the Twitterverse.
Yep.
And gotta continue, you know, love talking about motorsports. What
That's right.
It's almost like we do this as a hobby.
We don't really have there's a lot of gaps between battles right now. Our closest battle on track is between Hubler and Olsen. These guys, let me think here. I think they're actually on the same strategy. They might be both on the 3-stop strategy.
Yeah.
Because Hubler pit early, and obviously Hugo had to pit early because of fuel. So.
It's the tale of two races, though. Hubler started in the back, I believe, and is up 8. Hugo, obviously, like you said, he's trying to claw back, trying to salvage.
Our pole sitter.
Yes, trying to salvage a decent finish, maybe get some good points as well too. But he's got the pace. He's done a 44.2 in this race so far. So he's, you know, we talk about Porcelli in the lead, having the best looking car, or the fastest looking car right now. Subjectively, that's true, but Olsen is on it. Olsen is still doing 45s, while the leaders, Porcelli and Lyon, are doing 47. So
yeah, and that gap between Porcelli and Lyon, it's at 6 seconds right now, so that's pretty big. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but we're going to have Porcelli with red tires at the end, and we're going to have Lyon with black tires at the end. So it's going to be interesting, at least. Okay, Lyon in the pits, in fact. Okay, yeah, we're coming. That'll be right at 14 laps to the finish, right? If I can math.
So if I'm Lyon and Lyon's crew, you gotta take the reds. You gotta roll the dice. Like, they're gonna fall off, but take them.
I think he's just gonna go to blacks.
I mean, he is running for points. Yeah, he is running for points.
Yeah.
And they go to primaries. All right. So yeah, I think he's conceded. Maybe hoping that Porcelli
hasn't done the red tires yet today, so he has to.
So maybe he's hoping Porcelli will make a mistake. That's probably smart. He had about a 3.5-4 second gap. I believe to the next car.
Yeah, it was Dan. Yeah, so and Dan's gonna be on red tires at the end. So
it'll be a little interesting to see if Dan can stay out 2 more laps. Because if he can,
I think, yeah,
he's gonna bring that that short stint, a little bit lighter fuel, and I did touch upon this a little bit last week as well, but if the way this tire model works, if you have a little bit less fuel, it is going to save your tires, especially on the soft of the compound, that much more. Like, even here around this track, 4 to 5 liters worth.
Porcelli
Pounds of fuel
is in the pits. Piazza stays out. So this is actually really interesting here, how this is going to work.
The other interesting thing I'm wondering about too is that undercut with Lyon. So where is Lyon right now?
He's on his own, luckily, so he's not getting held up by anybody. He is an 8th.
just coming onto the front straight now. Porcelli coming out of the pits on cold tires, cold red tires, so they'll heat up quicker. Lyon just crossed the start-finish line now, so Porcelli is going to slot back into the lead.
About 6 seconds between the two drivers.
We're going to see how long it takes. Should only take Porcelli about 3/4 of a lap to get these warmed up all the way, so that the gap shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, as long as Porcelli can just kind of keep it smooth, keep it on track, don't overdrive the car.
Yeah.
Heat those tires up. That heat's not going to go away. The track's still 44 Celsius, so...
What time is it sim time right now? Just out of curiosity? Probably like
it is
3:15?
It is, yep, 3:16 right now.
Okay.
So we're going to be starting to have it cool down a bit, but this race has actually been going quicker than I thought. They've been showing really good pace throughout this whole entire race so far.
Even with the little bit of ping pong we played at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, sans the opening lap skirmish there. So if you
both Ike and Piazza in the pits, if I can get a good camera angle on it.
While we're bringing them up to watch their pit stops,
Bauman stays out. he's in the lead for a lap here.
That's great performance from Chris there.
He's going to get a lap lead, I think, and then he's going to duck into the pits this lap, I would imagine.
Yeah, Bauman's going to also have to run those reds, so he's going to go 15 laps. He should not really suffer from that tire drop-off like we were talking about. His tires should be okay on, from going off of, or preventing them from going off the cliff, assuming he doesn't slide or have too many off tracks or anything like that. So, but again, Bauman's on for that top 5 for sure.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, it's gonna be close. He's gonna have to battle a little bit, I think. But I think he's in a really good shape for it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh, he's pushing on this in lap here. He knows he's got time to make up, and it's one of those times where, as a driver, you're driving around, you got your in lap going in, but there's such a gap between you and the other cars ahead because you're on a slightly different strategy in terms of how many laps you're running. You're racing against the clock, and I do reference time trialing a lot. It's almost like the Isle of Man TT is going on right now. You have that gap, but the laps that you have to run before it goes into the pits. But you never feel like you're going fast enough. But you have to be able to pace yourself on that in lap and that out lap. Especially that out lap because of the cold tires. But if you're doing 15 laps on tires here at Road America, they're gonna be screaming, regardless of the compound.
Porcelli going to take the lead with Bauman in the pits. Will Lyon going to take over second place. But that gap between Porcelli and Will Lyon, it's up to 9 seconds almost now. So I think Will is just, we'll see how David handles those red tires for that full stint. But, Will's like, I'm happy with P2. It's a good points day for him. He's going for that championship against Crane down there, who's parked in the pits right now. He might be that car that's causing the smoke out in the Johnsonville Brats down there.
Will has been very humble throughout the season. He's honest to God, just having fun learning this car. It's always a blast to hear him, after, see his comments online, or hear him talk after an oval race too, because he's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing now. It's really interesting to see him adapt through this car, and he's definitely taken a liking to it. But yeah, his humility, it's there, but he's in the hunt of the championship. There's no doubt about it. And this is going to come down to the end of the season, and we're along for the ride here, and you viewers here on YouTube, thank you. While you're here as well too, if you want to continue following this championship battle, hit that subscribe button here on the Race First channel. We always appreciate it. Hit the like button as well too. Help us with that algorithm game here on YouTube. We've grown immensely this season, and it's all thanks to you folks here at home.
Yeah, the viewership on this channel, it's the highest. The highest views are for this, this Indy Open official or Indy iRacing IndyCars League. So definitely out there. I know Gary's got the whole graphic that shows half the viewers subscribe and half of them don't. I don't have that one up right now, but we'd certainly appreciate it and hitting that like button. It's great. Sometimes I think we get some people that are looking for the actual IndyCar stuff, and they happen to come across these videos, because we're running the same weekend as the real life races. We'll be back in 2 or 3 weeks time for Mid-Ohio. I think that might be a July 1st.
July, yes, July, July.
I think it's okay. It's going to be July 1st, the Friday, I believe, will be 2 p.m. for Mid-Ohio. Mm-hmm. Hubler is, this is still the best battle on the track. Although, actually, I see Olsen is catching Tommy up there for 5th, but he's going to have to pit.
Yeah, he's making up that time, though. I tell you what.
We'll glance over there and look at this. Hugo's going to be making a pass here in a moment.
Here we go. On that slipstream battle. Gonna just stay out of it, probably try to use maybe some push to pass on the front straight. Hugo's only got 4 left. But
as does Tommy up there.
Yeah, if he can get by Tommy there, he's gonna be making up some quick time. He's got a good run. He's got a really good run, and he's on the button as well too. He'll be looking to pop out here in a second. Here he goes. Inside, yep. He takes it. Smooth butter. The power slide driver is looking very strong. That is a beautiful color on that car. I love that yellow. Love that yellow there.
Kind of, I think he used to run. Well, he was with 3 Crowns Racing previously, right? Didn't he run a color like that? I feel like he did, but. Somebody can correct me in the audience. Coming up on Andreas Eick as well, but Hugo still has to pit. So
he's definitely putting on a show, though.
Yes, he is.
Showing on what he can do.
Whoa, Eick's having a mistake there. That's gonna get Tommy Vandergucht is gonna get by as well.
Talking about people showing pace and having a good drive. I'm feeling for Andreas right now. He had a pretty good start to the race, but it's kind of came a little bit apart here coming in the latter stages, especially with that mistake. He's had a couple off tracks. Like I said, I'm suspecting he has a little bit of floor damage as well too. So it'll be very interesting to see some of the post-race comments to see if he does or not.
Yep. Been doing a little bit of off-roading, and you get that floor damage.
And still looked good, really good showing, still in the top 5, or top 6, excuse me. But I think he should be able to hold on to a top 5 with Olsen still having to pit.
Really tight battle for 11th between Alvaro and Zach here. Heading to Canada corner. Haven't gotten to mention the whole Canada corner thing that Gary would have talked about if he was broadcasting. Something about piles of Molson beer cans over in that corner, and that's why they called it Canada corner. Have you ever heard that story?
No.
Well, Gary will have to tell you because I can't retell it like he does. So I gave you the gist of it. I gave you the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, I'm more of a Labatt person anyway. But I can see why. It's a very beautiful area of the track right over there. So yeah, definitely some chill time for some cool.
So Ike is coming back on Tommy Vandergook up here, also heading down to Canada corner.
Ike's got a fast car, and Tommy's tires are going to be, like I said, they're not going to be falling off or anything like that just yet. But the more he slides around, it's going to make it harder as this run goes on to defend against Ike.
Just FYI, an interesting thing I just saw. Last lap for Porcelli, 47.9. Will Lyon, 46.7. So there might have been a crossover period on these red tires, or Porcelli made a mistake up there in P1. But 9 seconds is a lot. It's a second a lap here till the end.
Yeah, if Lyon can stay with it, he might be able to get close. But yeah, a second in a lap consistently. The tire fall off is there. The track temps are still hot. Like, it is still 43C, and it's been staying there for a while. But you know, we haven't seen the temperature drop off as much. But that's such a large gap. That's you would need to make a colossal mistake, almost a spin.
You were talking about Will having learning as he's going in these cars. Obviously, he knows a lot. He's very fast, but I hope he hasn't unbound his push to pass button, because I'm still showing him as not using his push to pass yet. Do you see that, or I don't know if you have that information, but I'm showing 10. He's got 10 pushes. So.
No, yeah, he is the only driver in the top 10 who's not used a single one yet. So. He's done this before, though. I remember he went through a race where he only used like 1 or 2.
Okay, well.
But at the very, like, he's very conservative with them. Whereas David used, like I said, 3 in a lap.
Yeah.
He was out lap at one point. So, as David crosses the line with 47.5. It'll be really interesting to see Will crossing the line here in a second. Tell you what, the 8/10ths, it's not quite going to do it, but if David,
it's going to be close, yeah.
If David's tires continue to fall off, and if Lyon can keep this pace with a lighter fuel load, he might be in the money here. Like,
he could be,
it's
yeah.
Gonna be tight. It's going to be tight, but yeah, a little mistake here and there, Lyon's going to start smelling that blood in the water.
Yeah, it's 7.5 seconds now, that lead for Porcelli. So it's coming down. It needs to come down about a second a lap for Lyon to make something happen on that final lap. Maybe he'll use 10 push to passes on that final lap. Just keeping our eye on this battle with Andreas Ike and Tommy Vandergook. We're also looking at Zachary Hubler and Alvaro back there. Zachary did get around him. I Am Keeman is in the pits, making his final stop. Cesar Monsanto goes by. We haven't really talked about him much, but he's gained a few positions from the start thanks to that first lap snafu that we had. Six-and-a-half-second lead at the line. Oh, that last lap for Porcelli, 48.7. Wow.
That's one of the slowest laps I have seen on this track.
Well, I'm just going to keep an eye on Porcelli now. Like, I don't know what's happening, but he's going to be putting on a show of car control here till the end of this race.
I'm wondering if just a thought. We've had fuel issues in this race so far. Did David under fuel?
As soon as you said, I have a thought, I was like, bingo. Well, we will, if he finishes on the podium, we're going to get an answer here. But he's given us some drama here, giving us some excitement.
I get along very well with David. You know, we have some common friends and alliances, and we help each other out a little bit here and there. As our paths have kind of intertwined as I've gotten into iRacing more and more here, especially in the IndyCar community and like the road to Indy stuff. But you know, everybody's going to be fuel saving, and I know David has a really cool head on his shoulders. As I look down and I see Jesper's like, everybody's fuel saving except Hugo. But you know, there's a plan to it. I'm sure it's methodical regardless. But I can't see David like under fueling without without knowing that. But again, see weirder things. As Barber takes out another 9/10 of a second.
David brought it back down though. He was 8/10 faster than he was the previous lap, so no issues. Now that I put the camera on him, no issues that lap. He's probably driving to the capability of the tire at this point.
Have to take a look here.
But it is coming. It is, he's going to see that relative that it used to be. It used to be 9-10 seconds, and now it's 5-6 seconds.
I think this is where David's experience really would come into handy, not just in the sim, but on the road as well too, in the real life here. Being in a situation where you see a gap suddenly go down, like staying calm, staying collected, hitting your mark, especially with a good gap still. That's what makes the difference between somebody who's good. Lapping. There's always this. There's this little saying I heard when I started doing sim racing. It's like sim racers are just glorified hot lappers.
Yeah.
But when you get to that upper level, it's anything but that, and those are the intangible attributes. Somebody like David, somebody like Will, somebody like Andreas, somebody like Dan. A lot of the big names. Adam as well too. We had the incident in lap 1. They have.
Well, they can put a hot lap together for, here, 42 laps.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, but it is a difference between real-life racers. Like, they kind of have to... So in sim racing, I think when you learn a track or you're, like, learning to get fast, you just go crash a lot. But you can't do that in real life, right? You gotta ease into that fast lap. Yeah, but one thing I'm looking at. You're talking about fuel saving. Dan Piazza, I think he's one lap better than Will is. On fuel. So I don't know if he's going to be fuel saving as much, but he's got the red tires too, though. So he's going to have that struggle.
Dan is actually 2 laps better, so Dan should be fine regardless.
It's more of his...
I was going to say, Will absolutely has to save it. David has to save a little bit still, too. But it's just a matter of how much. Because, again, it is strategic, especially with those softer tires. Put a little less fuel in. Just put as little as possible to hit that number, even though you're already in a fuel save.
So Andreas Eich has really, not to cut you off there, but he's really eaten into Dan's, third place, quote, lead here. But he's only a second back now. So this is a battle for the podium developing here.
This is going to be big.
And Tommy's right there as well. Bauman's about 5 seconds back from this battle, so somewhere he lost out on that top 5 opportunity. But
this is going to come together here really quickly.
Are you thinking back to last week right now? I mean, we got different cars, but Dan going for the podium, final lap, that kind of interesting dynamic here.
Tommy is using his last push to pass to try to stay up with Ike. It's definitely showing that his tires are starting to kind of fall off a little bit here. But yeah, if I'm Dan right now, I'm just thinking, oh, not again.
Yeah, not again.
Not again. You know, Ike has been on the bounce back since we saw him fall back, I think, to 8th at one point, 7th or 8th. When he lost, when he went off track, had lost 2-3 positions. So this battle for the podium, 3-car battle, is gonna heat up. Going to heat up a lot, and you know, Dan has 6 push to pass, and be able to defend pretty well on the last couple laps on the straightaways. But even with push to pass, you spin those rear tires, or you get a little loose coming out of the carousel going onto that back straightaway, you're sitting duck. As Ike right there, Ike's got to run.
Got a really good slipstream here. Not going to have enough here in the Canada corner, but we're setting up for something here in the next couple laps. Old Dog's team. I think Andreas there making. Dan knew he was there, but he was showing. Hey, I'm here into the final corner there.
Dan on the button to defend. Andreas not on the button. The push to pass button for those who are again not too familiar with IndyCar. And thank you again for tuning in. I know there's a couple of you out there, so we very much appreciate it again.
Yeah, so these cars have 10 push to passes is what it's called, and that's about 50 extra horsepower they can use for 20 seconds. You know, for the entire race.
Ike is on push to pass. Dan did not have a good exit out of there, so Dan not gonna defend. He's just gonna give it to Andreas, maybe try an over-under.
Ooh boy, and yes, he's gonna try it. Oh boy. There was a little bit of contact there, but just netcode contact. It repaired itself side by side. Meanwhile, Tommy there thinking he's going to get involved in this too. So Dan has defended for the moment.
Sorry, I got excited here. I'm like being a fan here for a second. This is a great battle. This is phenomenal.
This is going back to our discussion about different tire compounds and strategy. Makes, you know, IndyCar pretty awesome.
Yep. I mean, so we're going to be going on to lap 41 when they get to the line. He's just got to make these tires last 2 laps. Can he hold on?
Yeah, if I was him, I would not use the push to pass on the front straightaway, but I would use it into turn 5. On that straightaway.
I don't think he's going to have a choice.
Yeah, true.
Like, if he had any sort of data right now, he's going to know Andreas has one less than him, so just use it now.
And he did. He's used it now.
Okay. So
goes to defend.
Oh,
Tommy's
going in on the inside.
Oh boy, side by side through turn 1. We are not moving the cameras from these guys.
An update real quick, just while they get on the backstretch. Lion 4 seconds back. Probably not going to get to Porcelli. So this is the closest battle. This is the battle for 3rd place on the podium.
Both Dan and Andreas on push to pass down that straightaway. Dan is going to defend it. Oh, and he gets a little squirrely off the corner.
Oh, Dan's going to lose 1, maybe 2 positions.
Oh boy, side by side. Ike's going to take over that final podium spot, though.
Andreas, with the comeback drive, having some early to mid-race troubles there. Just pulling away.
Yeah, those black tires are just, yeah. Dan did what he did everything he could.
You can't do much. Like I said, that if your tires start to drop off, you got forced, and I think what did him in there, before that big slide, the bottom of the hill there, even before that, he slid out of the
turn
corner there.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had the pace because he was on the push to pass, but it's that heat's in that tire. It's not going to go away now. They're cooked.
Well, he's got one more push. Tommy has no pushes here. This is white flag lap, so Porcelli. It's coming down. 2.5 second lead over Lion there. What
Yeah,
can he
Tommy,
at last?
Sorry, Tommy got past Dan as well too.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
On pace.
There you go.
No push to pass.
Well, I'm looking. So last lap, Porcelli, Lion was 2 seconds faster than Porcelli. But I think we're gonna run out of time here.
David's saving hard though.
Yep. It is 1.3 seconds between Lion and Porcelli.
David's low in the RPM range too. I'm wondering if something's going on.
Fuel mode 5 or 8.
This is gonna be close. Like Lion's on it. I can hear David short shifting. I can hear him low in the RPM range.
Well, this is a really exciting end between that battle between Piazza, Ike, and Tommy there, and now I think Porcelli's just gonna have enough. If he can get, oh boy, he's
almost out.
He is almost out. I was gonna say if he can just get it to not burp before he's going up the hill, it'll be good. But oh boy. It looked like we had a burp there, but he's still going.
God. Oh, here we go. Run to the line.
Run to the line.
He's out.
And Lion is going to win. Oh wow. Porcelli second place. Ike is going to finish third.
Wow.
We're going to need a replay of that. Let's see if we can get one. I'm just going to rewind us here.
Oh my god.
See if we can get a good camera angle on this too.
Oh. I'm so curious. Did Lion... We're going to have to ask them.
He used one push to pass, by the way.
Right,
so he did have. Yep.
Yeah. I'm wondering... We're going to have to ask them about the fuel situation. I think that's going to be the common theme between the top two there.
Wow.
For their interviews, but... Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gutted for Porcelli. His first race back in a few weeks. But elated for Lion, like, just to stay in, and he just hit the number.
Well, we're going to find out what they have to say here in a moment. I think Gary usually does the whole start with third, go into first for interviews, right? We'll keep up with that if that's the way he's doing it. Wow, what a race. Well, we'll see if anybody comes over for the interview here.
I think everybody's going to just be taken about like 2 or 3 minutes.
What the heck happened? Yeah.
Oh my god. I've seen fuel save races. I have never in obviously this is my first season doing broadcasting with any capacity, but even just observing leagues and even just observing sessions, I have never seen a road course fuel save race like that. Never seen it come down to the wire like that. I thought I was a fool for a second, thinking that it was gonna come down to it. But I should never doubt myself, I guess. My lord. Ooh, that was entertaining. Again, thank you. While we wait for the interviewees to come in, thank you for tuning in. Again, hit that like button down on the bottom here. Subscribe if you're not a part of the Race First universe here. We know what Indy means. Gary likes to
It's
to
true, I think.
use.
I see David down there, so I think we should just go ahead and pull him up.
Yeah, let's bring David on in.
Yep. David, Matt up in the booth here. Gary out this week with Nick Sudik. Well, you led a lot. Tell us about your race right there at the line. How much fuel did you have there?
0.
I bet.
That's why I lost. I did everything I could to, estimate the drag race from the exit because I knew Will was coming. I knew he was hiding pace, and yeah, I sputtered out 2 car lengths before the line. So I'll take it. I wasn't really planning on running this race. It was a very the word is slipping me, but it was off the top of our heads, and I just decided to jump in, move a few things around so that I could do that, and yeah, ended up battling for the lead. So a very exciting race. Will did a great job because he stopped 1 lap earlier than me, which means he had to do even more fuel saving than I did in that last stint, and he managed to accomplish it, and he had enough gas to get to the line. So congratulations to him. But oh man, what a race!
David, yeah. Hey, buddy, it's great to see you back here. By the way, I know you've been extraordinarily busy. We all hope you've been doing well and everything like that. So it was great to see you make an appearance here. It's always glad to have you around. But that I guess going off of what you were saying there, do you think it was 2 questions actually, real quick? Did you underfuel the last, or did you fuel it to the top on that last stint?
I filled it to the top.
Okay, then I'm wondering. I'm trying to think of the difference. Like I know you were saving even earlier on in that final stint. Did you run a little bit higher downforce than you normally would here? Do you think like Will maybe was trimmed out more than you? Do you think that might have made a difference on the straightaway?
Yeah, very astute observation. Will was very much trimmed out,
Okay.
and that was giving him a little bit of benefit. And because he decided to take the reds in the middle stint, that you just naturally burn more fuel on those tires in the beginning of the stint because you have more grip, so you're able to get to gas sooner. And so you're just on throttle for a higher percentage of the lap. And then at the end of the stint, the tires are worn, and so you're probably getting wheel spin on exit, even in the lower maps. So it looks like the combination of that low downforce, the blacks, enabled him to not only fuel save enough to get past me, but also stop a lap earlier, and still complete the race. So that's really impressive. But yeah, it was the trim.
Well, I'll tell you what, you very impressive for again, and you've been around a little bit in official races and stuff, seen you do a little bit of like M18 stuff, like Indy and stuff, but for coming back very quickly and just kind of just winging it into this race, you avenged your satellite racing teammate there as well too. Unfortunately, with Adam Crane going out, but yeah, any shout outs that you want to give for a great P2 finish there on the podium?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Absolutely. I mean, oh my God, talk about pressure, right? Oh, now you're the satellite racing car. Lap 1. Here we go. So thank you to Satellite Racing. Shout out to Team Watson Racing. They are going live on their setups in Race Labs, and I'm building the IndyCar setups. So hey, look at what they can do. Come check them out. And then Racecraft One Indianapolis. Hi to the family. Thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast. I have a standing appointment at 1 o'clock on Fridays, and I do everything I can to make it. And I love your broadcast, and I love hanging out in the booth with you guys. So I'll try and make it to the next one. And thanks so much for the broadcast. It's really a pleasure.
Awesome race, David.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, thanks, David.
All right, we'll bring up our winner here, Will Lyon. Great run by David, though. Like you said, got it. It was 0.135, so that's all the fuel he needed. Just one burp. Hey, Will, this is Matt up in the booth with Nick Sudik. How's it going?
Hi, Matt. Oh, I'm a bit lost for words, to be honest. I've never had a finish like that ever in any road course race ever. It was just wow. It was incredible.
Well, I don't know what we can even ask you here, but one thing I did was asking Nick. I was like, does Will Does Will know he has a push to pass button? Because I saw you only used one like right at the end.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I spent that whole race absolutely raging at myself because I underfueled by 3.5 gallons at the first pit stop in a fuel save race, and this is the first time I've used gallons. I switched over, I got rid of the metric system, and I put in 15 gallons instead of 18.5. So I spent the rest of the race. I don't even know how many laps I had to save there of fuel, but luckily I was running a really low downforce setup, so I was able to lift and coast massively into every single corner for the whole race. And I spent that whole race just praying I could somehow get a podium. And I was looking behind at the battle for P3 with Piazza, Ike, and Van der Gucht, and I was watching them, and then all of a sudden I just saw Pacelli just getting closer and closer, and that final lap I looked at my fuel and I thought, okay, I maybe have enough to go map 1, for half of the final lap, and I used to push the pass as well. And when I saw him lifting off like halfway down the straight to Canada corner, I thought, no way, is this actually possible? And yeah, then I saved just enough fuel. I lifted off a little bit earlier in the final sector, and then out of the final corner, I just absolutely gunned it. I think I used to push the pass there. I can't even remember now. It was, and then I was just willing the car on. I was just begging it for more speed, and just 1/10 at the line. Just incredible. What a crazy race.
Well, on top of that, I know you're about to say something, Nick, but you having to run a stint, or you had the opening stint with only 15 gallons. That's pretty wild. Awesome race. But Nick, you have some questions for him, so.
If I could put like emojis like on the screen, I'd be like putting like 25 like eyes emojis. After your statements there with the beginning of the fuel, and then, like I said, I echo your words right at the end after that race. I've never seen it finish like that in any sim racing capacity, like observing, watching, participating. I've been a part of fuel races. You know me. I'm an oval guy, so fuel saving is always a part of the game, especially like at super speedways. But my God, the composure for both you and David to hit that number is just a testament to your guys' skill.
Yeah, I feel quite guilty. Not quite guilty, a tiny bit guilty for David, because he just drove the flawless race, and obviously his fuel numbers weren't quite good enough to get him to the end without having to lift off massively on that final lap. But at least he didn't make a stupid blunder like I did with the 3.5 gallons less. I was saying that in the voice chat. I was just saying, that I've just shot myself in the foot. This was such a good opportunity, and with Adam having that crash on the first lap, I had to score big today to try and get some sort of clawback in the championship. And I just spent the whole race just cursing myself. So David didn't put a foot wrong. And I want to give a big shout out as well to Chris Wilhite, my teammate. He put in a phenomenal performance. He's obviously better known for his oval speed, but he really knocked it out the park today. He was talking about getting lapped and stuff, and he was nowhere near getting lapped. So big shout out to Chris as well.
Yeah, he had a good iRating day because he was number 27 in a 27 car field, so that's gonna be a good day for him. But tell me about this. You're using the gallons rather than metric. Because I've switched, 2 years ago, probably now, I've switched to using metric just because, liters per lap is so useful. So
it's just because everyone else in the team uses gallons, and they've got like Fahrenheit and stuff like that, and I just feel like I have no idea like whether my lap times are good or not when I can't compare it to the guys. So that's why I've made the switch. But just for IndyCar, I'm keeping to liters for everything else. That's what I know. But yeah, I can use that as an excuse to hide behind. But it's pretty dumb of me to not just try moving the right arrow all the way up rather than stopping at 15 and thinking, that looks about right. In a fuel save fuel save race. It's so dumb. But there we go.
70 liters, 18.5 gallons. That's what.
I'm gonna chant that to myself at night. I think. Yeah, try and remember for next time.
All right. Well, go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say one more question I got real quick for you, Will. Because I always got to pester you about this. Every interview we do. You have the points lead now. You have the points lead by 108 points at the moment. 108 points. You still just chilling, or you starting to think a little bit bigger picture now?
Well, I mean, I was 100 points, well, around 100 points behind Adam at the start of this race. So I've kind of been saying to everyone, look, I mean, it's probably over. I'll try my best, and we've still got to wait for the drop weeks to become valid and stuff like that. But
Sure.
I lost a lot of points at Indy. Was that last week or 2 weeks? 2 weeks ago, and I missed the strength of field last week as well. So I've got a bit of a deficit, and I'm sure Adam will run again this weekend and get back in the lead. He'll definitely score over 100 points at some point. I'm going to just try and stay up there as much as I can. And unfortunately, my teammate Rashad, he's also up there fighting. Unfortunately, he got caught up in the accident, and hopefully he can get another run at it this weekend. And the more people we can have putting pressure on Adam, the better. You never know, a mistake might creep in. Looked like a bit of a racing deal today, but we just want to keep it exciting as long as possible.
Awesome. Well, congrats. I don't usually do this broadcast. Gary was out this week, but really good seeing you. I've been watching him, but good seeing you get the victory here, and good talking to you here in the booth.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for broadcasting.
Yep. Take care. All right, Nick, that is our race. Go through final results, and we'll head on out of here, I think.
All right.
If I can get them pulled up. Yeah, Will Lyon taking the win. Porcelli second. Ike not coming around for an interview, but great run for him. Yeah,
Great run. Great recovery run. I mean, that was incredible watching him go back through that field after going like I said, dropping, like I said, it was like 7th or 8th, I believe. So
yeah, something like that. Tommy Vandergood, good. I don't know if you've seen him around these Indy cars before, but that's a new name for me. Good run by him. Dan Piazza, he came home this week. He got a top 5 at least after that devastating last lap for him last week. Chris Bauman 6th, Richard Crozier 7th, Matthias Kraus 8th. Hugo Olsen also messing up his fuel strategy, but probably worse than Will did. He's going to take 9th. Zachary Hubler 10th. Chris Wilhite there on 11th. Dylan Freckleton, Alvaro 13th. Cesar Bonzanto 14th. I am Creeman 15th. And not quite to all of the cars that were wiped out, but we've got pretty wild results here. Our overlay here. Pretty incorrect. I'll just read it off my data here. Julian Kleinbusink, 16th. Matsuda, 17th. Crane, our was championship leader. He'll be running tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or something, like maybe, what do they do, like a 2 p.m. Sunday race as well? Maybe during the real life stuff. Yeah, but that's the rest of our field here. Some big names in that first lap crash. We've got Orman, Craig, and that is our field. But hey, we'll be back. Gary will be back here a couple weeks, 3 weeks time for Mid-Ohio. And as Nick had said through the race, hit that like button.
Looking forward to my home track next race. Woo! Let's go.
do you consider it your home track, like in terms of that's your favorite, or is like Indianapolis or something your favorite in the IndyCar?
Indy is always good for me. Iowa's always good for me, but I mean, like real life, I mean that's the closest like grade 2 or grade 1 track that I have, so it does hold a special place in my heart. It's only about an hour away from me, so
yeah. Well, I'll probably actually be there in 3 weeks. So, all right. Well, we're gonna take it out of here. Gary's got a whole little spiel that he usually does. I don't have that one right now, but thanks for watching, everybody. It was good joining you. I haven't been broadcasting much. This is Matt Houston for Race First. I happen to be the boss man here, and I'm just kind of producing these days. But really appreciate Gary taking these on, and you, Nick, for joining him for these broadcasts. It's been great watching them, while I'm working here on Friday afternoons most of the time. But we'll take everybody out here. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, have a good night.